Hey, so look, we're gonna get to the three transforming beliefs in this world that people need to start realizing and start unlocking that gate. Unlocking that gate means that now your own beliefs are gonna be transformed into a much more empowered identity, empowered perspective that nobody can take that away from you. What do you think all these people have a difference of having a bad ego and having a good ego, right? There will always be those two different people, right? The first person will always have that ego that he thinks he's better than everybody else. He doesn't need any knowledge. He doesn't need any advice from anybody. He just thinks he's doing everything by himself. No, that is the wrong ego. The good ego is that now you have this ego that is partially much more self-oriented, but in a positive way. This person will never let negative come into his way. He would treat that negative into something positive, right? He would take advice from other people and still be a student of life. Either if he's a master, either if he's a sensei, he would still embrace all this information, right? There's no ego and letting down things that can improve his growth and his self-care, rather than the person who has the bad ego, who will just automatically turn out all the information, all the advice, all these new opportunities that people are trying to give, and he doesn't want to take them. That is the portion between a good ego and a bad ego, right? And it's not just about the ego, right? I just want to make sure that these beliefs are something that you can take advantage of. These beliefs are something that you can 100% be sure of, and no matter what, never, never, never disselect yourself from your best identity. So, starting off with it, I wanted to make sure that the first one has to be something out of your own presence, out of your own image. And that is, I am worthy of my greatness. I am worthy of my greatness. I am worthy of my greatness. I am worthy of my success. I am worthy of everything that I have accomplished. Ask yourself that. Tell yourself that now in 3 times. Tell yourself that. How do you feel? Does it feel uncomfortable? Do you feel awkward saying that? Do you feel shy? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel anxious of just saying, I am worthy of greatness? Because if you do, why is it that you feel guilty just by something that is just amplified as a self-image? Why is it that you feel it's a negative way about something that's positive? Let me tell you why. It is because your own subconscious mind has never adjusted that you are worthy, that you are successful, right? Whenever people are telling you that you are a loser, you are somebody that's a bad image in their eyes, and you automatically feel like that's right, you automatically feel comfortable, it is because your mind has adjusted that mentality. It is because your mind has adjusted that perspective. So what this is doing now, since you're telling yourself, I am worthy of greatness, you're basically now having a different alternative on that bad perspective. Now into this perspective, I am worthy of greatness. So now when people are trying to talk down on you, you're going to be like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like, I am worthy of my greatness. I am a successful person. I am a someone that stands on the greatness word, right? I stand not true on my opinion on myself. Like, nobody can take that away from you. And that's what I mean. I want to make sure that you are properly having the right perspective on the right timing, on the right path, and the right mentality, right? Because let me tell you this also, right? If you are the type of person who lets negativity get into him, if you're that type of person that doesn't know how to contribute into a much more positive side and still sticking into a negative side, you're automatically putting yourself in a hole. And when life tries to get at you, you will be affected in a much more impacted way. Right? That now it's going to lead into a negative life, negative results, negative thoughts, and negative perspective, right? So moving on, remind yourself that you are worthy of greatness, because people will feel unworthy of success, happiness, and love, right? All these certain things that we humans have portions or prompts in our own lives when it comes into success or love or just in general, right? Happiness. All these things you deserve, because at the end of the day you have felt these things. Everybody here has succeeded on something, right? Everybody here has felt happiness, right? Everybody here has felt love, or has love within himself, right? But there's a lot of things on the external that are trying to take people away from those emotions. And when they do that, they affect you in a much more weakness way that you are targeted in. Whatever your weaknesses are is what kind of is selecting you away from feeling these emotions personally, which is success, happiness, love. But if you know how to control that, if you know how to basically live in the present moment and just contribute your thoughts right now, and just instead of you thinking about your failures, thinking about the time that someone cheated on you, thinking about the time where your love has, kind of been unbalancing because of past relationships or furthermore, right? All these things, all these experiences, let it go. Let it go. Stop attaching yourself into things that don't even exist no more. Live in the present moment and remind yourself of who you are. You are someone who is worthy of greatness. You are someone who is worth it to feel success, who is worth to feel happiness, who is worth to feel love, right? So just remind yourself, have information. Remind yourself every day. Every time you go to the bathroom, you have your own mirror, right? Tell yourself that, hey, I am worthy of success. I am worthy of my own happiness. I am worthy of my own love. Or even so, you can start saying, people start realizing my success. People start realizing my greatness and moving forward. So what this is doing is that now your words are changing, so your brain is gonna be like, wow, why are we saying this now? Okay, I'm gonna go in this flow, right? So when you go in this flow and whatever your mind is thinking about those words, so success, happiness, love, he feels that. Okay, I'm gonna feel that as well. I'm gonna give him what he wants. I'm gonna give him what he's implementing in his own words and his own brain, and just giving signals about my self-image, right? So that's how you overturn your self-identity in a much more positive way, in the best way, I would say. So instead of you having an unbalanced self-image and not really thinking to yourself, oh wow, like, why, how can I change this? How can I change my self-identity? Well, start having placements for your words. Have putting placements into words that are gonna fulfill that self-image, right? So moving on forward, when this belief opens up, it unlocks a lot of spaces, right? So now when you start reminding yourself of who you are, I am the successful person, I love myself, I am worthy of happiness, right? You're gonna start realizing a lot of things in life. And look, don't get too excited, don't get too crazy about it, because all these things are natural. All these things that you start realizing have been in your everyday life, right? So now, since you're opening up different spaces, you want to develop yourself more. You have a lot of positive ways, a lot of positive perceptions that you want to do a lot of stuff. You want to attract more, right? You want to basically reach more growth, so you can basically be within your best higher version, right? So when you become this person, you're basically just going to attract more things, and you're just gonna keep developing yourself. That's how simple it is, right? That's how simple it is. So moving on to number 2, challenges are growth opportunities, right? Don't be scared of challenging yourself. Don't be scared of taking that next step. Don't never be scared. Why is it that you're scared? The world has never implemented fear. The only thing that's fearful is yourself. You're scaring yourself. And the only reason why you feel fear is because your own subconscious mind is still not letting it naturally grow on your best self. Right now, the way that your brain is thinking is that no, we don't want to become this version because I'm already this version, right? So whenever your mind is having fear for something that's gonna make you better and better, it is because it doesn't want to make you in that position. Does that make sense? Because your brain still has something that's stuck within on the thought, on the perspective that he has comfortability in this version, and you can't develop like that, right? So what you need to start doing is just do what you're scared of. Do what you're scared of. Just do it. It doesn't matter what your brain is telling you. It doesn't matter what kind of thoughts, what kind of outcomes, consequences. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you do it, you explore the unknown, and just stay within that flow state. that flow state of you focusing on that challenge and just becoming a different identity. Why? Because once you do something different, you're not just listening to your mind no more. Your mind is not controlling you, you are controlling yourself. Right? Your mind doesn't control you, you are controlling yourself. Right? So challenging can drastically alter our experience of life, right? So this is what I mean by you now doing something different. Now you having a different motive, different action, and different personality. Once you do that action that you didn't want to do because your brain was telling you, hey, no, don't do it, bro, don't do it. You did it. Now you're just gonna alter a different experience. You're gonna be this different person. You like automatically you're gonna be a different person. You're gonna create a different timeline, and that different timeline has now bigger spaces, bigger perspective. Now it has a much more open brain. Now your brain is not going against you. It's actually connecting with you. Oh wow, like I was so scared to do this, but now when I actually did it, it was so simple. It's so simple. Life is so simple, guys. Life is so simple. The only reason why people make it complicated, it is because of how they think. It is about what their thoughts. It's about how the perspective is behind his motives, right? So don't be scared for growth. Don't be scared for growth. Always seek more and just be the best person ever. Just be the person ever. Stand up on your words. Stand up on your opinion. Stand up on your worthy of greatness, on your success, on your happiness and love for yourself. Respect yourself enough that you will never let negative get over you, right? So now number 3, the last one. I have the power to shape my reality. You have the power to change your reality. Whatever you're currently in right now, you have the power to shape it. You have the power to shape it. It's so simple. You have the power to shape it because what do you think? A lot of people have done it already, right? I'm not here to compare you to other people, but everybody here is the same. Nobody here is different. Everybody here has the same information. Everybody here lives in the same 24 hours. Everybody here breathes oxygen. Everybody here bleeds blood. Like, what's so different between me, celebrities? What's the difference between me and other people? What's the difference between me and other races, other cultures? Like, what is so different, right? What I'm trying to say is that you can do it too. You can do it too. That's about it. You can do it too. So reality is largely shaped by perception, beliefs, and choices, right? So it also contributes into yourself. It also contributes into how bad you want it. It also contributes on the right decisions, on your own self-discipline. So learn how to basically follow the true path of yourself, right? You can't say you're becoming worthy of greatness, but you're still doing choices that doesn't align with that. You're still doing stuff that makes you seem like you're not great, right? You're still talking about stuff that doesn't seem like you're great. Your opinions, your thoughts, and the way you interact with other people, and the way they see you as yourself, that's an example of how your self-image is, right? So make sure you're self-aware about your situations and your surroundings, how the way you implement yourself, the way you talk, the way you interact with people, right? All these things matter. All these things matter 100%. I'm telling you right now, these things matter, bro. These things matter. So moving on forward is have a greater agency and decision making, right? Having a greater agency is just basically you making the right decisions, right? You can have the bad decision, you can have the good decision. Which one are you gonna take? This one can give you more satisfaction, can give you more attention, blah blah blah. But this one is much more disciplined. You're self-developing yourself and having the self-growth and actually having attention for yourself and having attention for your purpose. But most of the time, people are just gonna choose this one because they want to feel something from the external. No, that doesn't exist. You're thinking it out of your emotions. When you think out of your emotion, it leads into false personalities that is not yourself, because you are not your emotions. You are yourself. So never think of the external. Never think of the attention, of the satisfaction, of the things that are gonna be limited, but rather something that's gonna stick with your purpose, right? So moving on, embrace and practice. Have yourself out of limitation and step into more empowered, fulfilling reality. This is where you start implementing everything, and now you just basically putting yourself in different shoes, putting yourself in better shoes, actually. Better shoes, better perspective, better thoughts, and a better self image, right? One thing I gotta say is that never let anybody, never let other people influence you to doing different things that you don't love to do. When you start doing things out of the external and just doing things based on just its influence, right? Influence of social media, right? You start seeing people drinking, you start seeing people smoke, blah blah. Like those actions do not contribute to who your purpose is, right? But it could be either besides drinking or smoking, it could be anything. But just make sure you stick with your purpose, man. Just stick with your purpose, and you'll be good. You'll be good, man. But yeah, it's been Fredo Saga. Let's leave it on the mention expansion with some new game. Y'all go check out my socials in the left corner. I'll be talking about life concept in a much more simple way and much more altered, so y'all can stay in contact with me. And I also do coach if y'all want a training session with me, 1-on-1 Zoom call, and it is what it is, right? But yeah, let's leave the mention expansion with some new game and let's implement this in this real world. Let's get it.